It is about 10 a.m. We are taking our time getting out of camp. A lot of people here last night. I think we had at least 30 tents, so probably with the shelter and some people who were doubled up in tents, we probably had, I would say, close to 45 people here at the shelter in the surrounding area. And it was a beautiful night. The wind was blowing and kind of shook the tent a lot, but other than that, the temperature was cool but not too cold, and just a really nice night. And for once, I said there are no level tent sites. I had one, so I was very happy about that. I had some little tufts of grass on it, but I didn't even notice those. They weren't a problem at all. And so it was a good night. I'm still feeling kind of tired today. And I know we had a long day yesterday, relatively long. I haven't done 10 miles in a while, 11 miles. And today we've got a debate in the group about whether we should go 12 or just 6 to the next shelter. So we're going to do 6 and see how we feel. And some of us may go on. And Trainwreck, I know, needs to get to the post office in Gatlinburg, and our schedule right now, since it's Wednesday, would put us getting into Gatlinburg Saturday afternoon and require a 0 to the post office opening on Monday. So what we may do is just actually go a little bit slower and do some 6-7 mile days and just enjoy the Smokeys. And then once I get back in from Gatlinburg, I definitely would be picking up some speed to try to get out of here and get into my routine of 10, 12, 15 mile days. I'm just not there yet. My group is definitely not the only slow one. There's still a lot of people hanging around the shelter, and I think some folks are trying to figure out with the regulations here how you get to the shelter early enough to get a spot, but late enough so that you can tent. They don't let you start tenting till after 5, and shelter spots get taken first, and then there's a last in, first out kind of rule. If you get in too late and everything is full, then the rangers could just ask you to move on to the next shelter, which could be another 3 to 5 miles. So it's a little bit of a difficult game, but it seems to be working out pretty well so far. Of course, this is the first shelter, but we'll see how things go. I'm optimistic that if we roll in by 5 or so, we'll be able to tent if we'd like to. I am hiking alone right now. Our family kind of went different directions a little bit this morning. All good took off a little earlier to do 12 miles. And I can't remember the name of the shelter he's going to. And then Trainwreck left a little before me. I'm planning to do 6 because he's having a lot of pain in his knee from his IT band. 7's behind me, and she was going to hike with Stud Muffin, who we met at Lonnie's hostel, the Wolf Creek hostel, and she's back. She's thru-hiked last year, but she had some gaps that she needs to fill in, so she's finishing those up, and she's working the Smokeys right now. So I think 7 may be hiking with her, possibly doing the 12 miles, depending how she feels. And I'm torn. Now look here, this is the kind of mud we had to contend with yesterday. It was miles and miles of slippery mud. And not fun at all, and I probably nearly wiped out about 7 or 8 times. Just hard to navigate. It's better today, but it was just so wet because of all the rain and snow on Monday. But anyway, so 7 may stop at 6 if she's feeling pain, but she seems to be doing really well in the shoes that she got at Outdoor 76. So it was a good investment of time there to make sure she got shoes that she needed. But I'm wondering now if I've got the right shoes, because I'm having a lot of heel pain in my right heel. I was having knee pain that seems to have gotten better. I think that was from when I slipped trying to take a picture. But the heel pain seems to be persistent, and I thought it was I have a little bit of plantar fasciitis, but not bad. And I thought it might be that, but I'm not feeling it in the morning when I get up. I feel pretty good, and then after I hike 3 or 4 miles, it just gets agonizing every time I step down. So I'm guessing I might need new insoles or maybe even some new shoes. When I get to Gatlinburg, I'll see how I'm feeling. But at the rate we're going, if we do short days and try to arrange so that Trainwreck can get to the post office on Monday, it may take us 5 days to get to Gatlinburg. So I don't know. I have this constant battle in my mind about miles versus how I'm feeling versus sticking together with trail family and those kind of things. So I didn't think those decisions would be as hard as they have been, but it seems to be a mental challenge for me, at least. and I'm trying to work through it. Hopefully in the next few days it'll all sort out. Looks like we are coming down the hills, the mountains, I guess I should say, that we climbed yesterday. I passed a train wreck a little while back, and I thought I would just share with you a couple things while I'm hiking by myself, a couple gear updates. Yesterday when I was hiking, one of my smart wool socks decided to give up the ghost. The elastic around the ankle went out, which really surprised me. And it started sliding down into my shoe, which is a real pain. So I pulled it up a couple times, and then I realized I just had to take it off and switch socks. So when I get into town, I'm going to have to see if I can get in touch with Smart Wool and get those replaced, because I do like having 2 pairs of socks. And also, overall, I've been really, really happy with my gear. I haven't changed much. I did switch out my, I had the Outdoor Research little lightweight wool beanie, and it was not staying on my head at night. So when Ashley came up to meet me in Franklin, I had her bring me my Columbia beanie, which stays on better, and I can put my buff around it, and it just stays on at night. And I like to sleep with my head covered. It keeps me nice and warm. And let's see what else. My wide angle lens and macro lens combo, along with my stick pick, I sent home with Seven's husband when he came up to visit, because I just really wasn't using it, and it was about 4 ounces of weight. So I just decided to let that go, and everything else I'm good with. I haven't ditched anything. Love, love, love my quilt. In fact, I was hiding under the covers this morning because I didn't want to get up. But overall, my gear picks have been really good. My weight is good, and I'm happy so far. So one advantage of doing shorter days is you can take a nice long lunch break and a leisurely afternoon hike. And looking down here, I can see some views. I'm not sure what that is. It must be outside the park because it looks like farms, but this section of trail is really pretty. Train wreck went on ahead, and June bug's behind me, but several of us are going to stop early today and just have a nice kind of lazy afternoon. So we went from snow yesterday to what almost looks like snow today. That's all wildflowers. Just a lovely carpet of little white flowers. I'll show them to you up close. That's what they are. And they're just everywhere. Things are also really greening up a lot here. Instead of all the brown that we were seeing before we got in the park. And then, you know, it was an interesting contrast to the real brown sections on one side of a mountain and the real lush verdant sections on the other side. A lot of the Smokeys today seems to be just that very green forest floor. I'd be curious to see what it looks like in a couple weeks, even though I won't be here. Makes a very nice stroll through the park. Stop for a little break and look what I found. I don't know if that's from a horse on the trail, or that's a bear scat. I'm guessing bear. It's really surprising to see how rutted the trail is in some areas from, I don't know if it's just overuse or if it's from erosion or what, but you can see along the sides here, it's almost a foot deep.